Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to Outpost 2 Divided Destiny. I'm doing my intro here during this intro because as far as I can tell, the only time this cinematic ever plays is right when you launch the game. So let's all watch this and then I'll come back in and explain things afterward.
Saban Series computer activated. Beginning Alpha command level briefing. For your eyes only. Historical overview. The Earth is dead. As the asteroid fragments landed, the last few survivors departed the solar system, seeking a new home among the stars. World after unsuitable world was rejected. Their resources low, their situation desperate. A marginally suitable planet was found. They called the world New Terra. It was cold, dry, nearly airless, but they saw possibilities. In that spirit of optimism, they named their colony Eden. They came with the best of intentions, to build, grow, and thrive. And for a time, they did. Then conflict arose between the colonists, and a splinter colony, Plymouth, was founded. New Terra would be their home, but on what terms? Plymouth wished to live in harmony with the planet, adapting themselves to live in its harsh realm, no matter the cost. Eden planned to tame its new home, to conquer it and terraform it into a new Earth using advanced biotechnology. The two philosophies could not coexist. Talks grew heated as Plymouth learned Eden's secret intention to proceed with their plan. In protest, Plymouth destroyed the last satellite link, condemning them to silence. Only one planet, but two very different worlds. Which will you choose?
So yeah, this is Outpost 2 Divided Destiny, a game from the distant past of 1997. That's right, kids. Once upon a time, the year used to start with a 1. It's hard to believe. I've been wanting to do this, to sort of like dive into a bunch of games that I remember sort of hazily from my long ago youth for a while now. And it's taken me longer to get to it than I intended because, y'all know, things have slowed down a little bit around here on account of my health and the whatever. But hey, we're here. We made it. I'm hoping this will be the first of several games from the long ago that we will get to explore here. Partially, I want to like document this stuff better. There's not a ton of footage of Outpost 2 Divided Destiny on the internet right now. And partially, I want to like get a grasp of these with sort of new eyes. Oh, right. Hold on. We're going to cancel that. Video games used to have attract modes, right? What was I saying? I just want to like get to look at these things with new eyes, or rather very much the opposite of that, older eyes, wiser, hopefully, eyes, and get a sense of like where they really sit in the grander context and history of their genres and whatnot. Also, you get older and you start thinking about your youth more and more. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna let's play this extremely old video game. It's not extremely, but you know what I mean. So I have had to do a little bit of magic to get this running and recording cleanly. So I apologize. There may be some flickering and stuff as we're sort of changing contexts. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And we're going to jump in as Eden on normal. Now, one more warning I will give here is that there is, as far as I'm aware, no way to pause this game. And time is a factor in every single level. It's a real-time strategy game, first of all. And so in those games, time is always kind of a factor. But this game in particular, Well, you'll see. A lot of this is playing against the clock, so that's gonna have some effects on the commentary, I'm sure. Anyway, let's press this button.
Among the remaining colonists of Eden, there is rumor, uneasiness, and fear. Their brothers and sisters in Plymouth seem lost. Eden leaders make brave promises, but behind the shuttered windows of the most advanced lab, secret projects progress. The rumors end when a breakthrough is announced. New Terra will be just like Earth, not in centuries, but in a single lifetime. Then, the dream becomes a nightmare. A mysterious, invisible killer has been unleashed. Escape is the only choice. Take what you need to survive. Flee and regroup. Remember, Commander, extinction is not an option.
You know, while I was supposed to be paying attention to that, I was thinking about the other cinematic a little bit. I remember there used to be like a weird amount of anxiety about meteors and asteroids. There was a certain level of like pop culture security in the idea that the ecological disaster that was really most likely to destroy us was a rock from space crashing into the planet. We made so many movies about it. And it's funny because we did already know about global warming, but it's weird how this sort of like the broad cultural imagination works. Anyway, so here's a weird thing about Outpost 2 that you don't see very much of anymore. There's this story, and when I say story, I mean a book. There is a whole science fiction novel, or a novelette, I guess. I don't know exactly what the word count is. Written by an actual science fiction writer that is associated with The Thing. It is not the story of the game. It is like a side story focused on a couple of characters, one character from Eden and one character from Plymouth. And as you can see as I'm scrolling here, like the chapters are relatively like they're real book chapter sized, and there is one associated with each mission. My plan right now is not to read these on camera, but let me know if you would like me to, and maybe we can after we have made some progress read them in chunks, or maybe we get to the end and then I'll do a read through or something. I don't really know how to document this best, but I definitely don't want to spend time every single episode reading what I remember even then to not necessarily be a great science fiction novel that isn't even actually the story of the game. So anyway, what we have as far as the story for the missions is in the briefings and stuff and the cinematics and whatnot. Something's gone horribly wrong. We must evacuate the colony immediately. All available evacuation transports, that's these fellas, have been filled to capacity and are ready to leave. Our survivability projections have identified the vehicles and supplies we will need to build a viable new colony. Gather these materials and rendezvous at the mining beacon southeast of the colony. An exact list of needed materials is available in the specific objectives. Hurry, time is running out. So there's another ecological disaster bearing down on us here. We are always going to be on the clock. And a thing that's really interesting about this game is that it's much less combat focused than most real-time strategy games. There is combat, not to spoil anything, but of course there will be some more than heated words exchanged between the two colonies. But a lot of what we're doing here is just trying to build and research quickly and efficiently and keep moving while fleeing from the ecological disaster that is chasing us. It's very unusual for a real-time strategy game. So we have to evacuate all of this stuff. We're going to do that with a series of heavy trucks that can have different kinds of things loaded onto them. You'll see as I'm playing, my test run of this mission showed that the timer on this is real tight, so I'm going to have to focus. But I'll do my best to explain what's going on as we're doing it. And let's do it.
Command
let's do the
control
thing.
initiated.
Okay, we're right the heck in there. Camera control is bad. The edge pan is very weird, especially since I'm playing it in a window. So we need to get 4,000 units of food, 4,000 units of metals. Here's our ore smelter. And here are my cargo trucks. Right, left click everything. So we've got a couple of cargo trucks that already have materials loaded into them. And this is basically just like, do you know how the game goes? We can go to the building, hit storage, load the cargo truck. You can see there's some minerals stored in here already.
Structures disabled.
I'm going to start moving our construction vehicles over to the construction yard. You can see some stuff has buildings already loaded onto it. All right, we need to get out of the way so the other truck can get in there. You guys already have food, but we are going to need to load more food from the agriculture building. And yes, it is going to make that noise every single time I select a truck for the entirety of the campaign. The game's a little bit louder than maybe it should be in the mix. I'll mess with it.
Structures disabled.
So you can see the structures to the north of us are just deteriorating rapidly for reasons that are maybe not entirely clear just yet, but will be made clear shortly. Right now, we're just like living in terror of some bizarre thing happening that we don't understand. So this is our structure factory where we build our building kits. And in general, we will have to load our building kits onto construction vehicles the way we're doing now, and then drive the construction vehicle to where we want the building built. And the construction vehicle will actually put it into place. Okay, you already have something in you. Is this one empty? Okay, this one's empty. And these are our evac transports with our population in them, so they should probably be on the way here. You can see these buildings are failing rapidly for mysterious reasons. I wish I'd prepped this this convec a little better, because we still have one more building in storage that we need to move out. And basically what we're doing here is we're just trying to take everything that we're going to need to rebuild a base in the next mission.
Structures.
And you can see the ore smelter is already broken down, and we're going to be out of places to pull food and structures from in a second here.
Warning.
Okay.
Power shortage.
We got everything loaded into the vehicles. Let's get the heck out of here to the mining beacon to the southeast. The AI for our vehicles is really bad. We're going to have to be very careful how we control them, because it's really easy for them to get stuck on each other most of the time. Here, where everybody's just driving in the same direction, it's pretty straightforward.
Structures disabled.
So we have a variety of kinds of things out here. The tokamak power generators, these light posts, the agricultural and smelting buildings. This is, vehicle building. We're going to get familiar with all of this stuff later. Right now, this mission is mostly just like setting the idea that mostly what we're doing in this game is we're on the run. But there's no reason we can't survey this mineral deposit. Maybe it'll be cool and valuable. Where are y'all going? Like I said, their AI is... Pathfinding has come a long way, friends. Just get generally over here. So whenever we have pulled a mining beacon like that, we can move a surveyor onto it and see how many minerals there are and what kind, basically. 1 bar is bad, 3 bars is good. Not that it matters here, because obviously the thing we're doing mostly is fleeing. But now that we've started the fleeing, I'm out of stuff to do, so... And so a lot of the game is about moving around trucks. This game is way more focused on like the logistics of a functioning colony than a lot of real-time strategy games, and especially a lot of modern real-time strategy games, which are very like, you know, the genre is very war-y. Okay, you can see down here in the bottom, we are evacuating successfully.
You have done well. Our colony is surviving.
Technically. Barely. Success. Sure. Save this one. To be perfectly honest with you, I still really like the style and look of the cinematics in this game. All right. Our secret terraforming experiments have apparently produced a deadly side effect. A mutated microbe is spreading through the planet's crust. Our scientists call it the Blight. Your computer display has been modified to show its projected growth. We do not yet know how to stop it. We must establish a temporary colony here. The emergency evacuation has left many of our people exhausted and weak, and food supplies are diminishing to critical levels. To survive, we need to grow more food and mine ores to produce more metals. Most of our surviving colonists do not yet know what happened, but rumors are circulating. Morale is holding at a steady level, for now. As the blight continues to spread, we will eventually need to evacuate again. We must build structure kits to be ready when that time comes. In addition, the scientific databases we evacuated from Eden are badly scrambled and must be reconstructed. We've done a new survivability projection of resources for our next evacuation. Check specific objectives for that list. Move quickly, Commander. The Blight is approaching. So we've got access to basic laboratories here. And we just need to do a little bit of research while doing all of this stuff. It's important that there, be children so that the colony doesn't die out. Workers and scientists. Rebuild our basic databases. Have the construction vehicles necessary to load all of the buildings that we're going to need. A bunch of metal and food. Okay. All the stuff a growing colony needs. And also a second chapter of the story, which, again, we'll figure out how we want to handle that. Let's just give this a shot. So in my testing, I only ran that first mission, and I don't exactly know what we're getting into here.
Initiated.
But okay, they've put us down with remarkably little. So we do have a mineral beacon. Let's get that surveyed, figure out its deal. And so we had a bunch of buildings. Okay, yes, we do still have them. Let's go ahead and build
Mining location survey.
Build structure kit. Okay. So the white boxes on the
food storage diminishing.
The white boxes on the structure overlay are the these like pipes that are running out of the buildings. I don't remember exactly what they do or if it is necessary for them to be connected to each other. But I feel like for right now, we'll just keep everything wired up. 'Cause I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research, apparently. The common ore smelter. Let's have the ore smelter be over here, over near. Okay, 3 bars. That's pretty good. Let's have our robo miner come over here and construct a mine on top of that. And we have our cargo trucks. So where is my smelter is still unbuilt. And this is all of the buildings, right? This is everything we got. Okay. There's a way to... Okay, we can see the objectives this way. Right now, everybody's alive. Once we have our lab up, we'll start working on reconstructing our databases. Let's get the trucks over here. Do we have... there are no zoom controls, by the way. I can't pan the map with WASD.
Completed.
Having to use the arrow keys because old school. It really takes a long time for these to build. We can't assign multiple builders to it. Okay, that's fine. So after the robo miner is finished turning into a mine here, we'll be able to set some mining routes for our cargo trucks, but not until the smelter's actually finished. That's probably what I should have done first. Can I... Nope, that's how we set waypoints. There we go. Here's group selection. Can never know in these old games how these sorts of things are going to work. Let's have all of the convex weight out of the way as well, but like close to the structure factory. So we'll get things built up first, and then we'll...
Caution. Food storage diminishing.
Okay. This builds tubes. Oh, the tubes are for movement of your population. That's right. You have to have buildings that need workers have to be tubed to buildings that hold workers, like the science lab or the what do you call it? Habitation facilities or whatnot. Okay. Topics. We have a lot of stuff to do. Just get to work. Scientists available. Yeah, go maximum project staff. I think the only reason that it lets you manage your project staff is because of the fact that you might have multiple labs working at the same time. And maybe that's the thing we should do. Oops, no. Left click is issue all orders. Right click, the only thing right click does is deselect. So we can't set up automation for this process until the smelter is finished, but we can get everything loaded up at the very least. And these vehicles don't have a ton of use right now, so I'm just going to move them out of the way as well. All right, drive over here. You get in there and load up. Getting closer.
Database reconstructed.
Wow, okay. Those scientists are good at their jobs. Well, I guess get on the next one. You know, Boptronics.
Structure completed.
Hybrid devices and systems that use electronic, biological, and optical components. Cool. Alright. So we can start setting up our proper mining routes now. Let's get these trucks emptied.
Caution. Food storage diminishing.
Food storage is diminishing a little bit. You know what might be a good idea is to build some of those things that we're supposed to build. 500. 500's our supply, right? Not the cost of the thing. What is the... Okay, the 600 common. The costs are all represented in that tiny little bar at the bottom. So these cargo trucks have common metals that we're going to offload in a second here. But I want to get these trucks moving because I want to get the cycle running. All right, reconstruct some more databases. Okay, let's start automating this. So, set an ore hauling route. Click the mine, then click the path from the mine to the smelter, and we're going to use a little bit of waypointing here. Travel like this, and then to get back to the mine, travel like this so that we don't have the vehicles crashing into each other constantly. I could probably have set that... Hold on, let me group these. Let's see if that actually works. You can probably set that as a group. It would be a little bit more convenient. All right, something approximately like that. Go high one way, go low the other way. There we go.
Database reconstructed.
Actually, you know what? We pulled enough metal out of those loads. Maybe we just keep these trucks loaded because we are going to need them. We are going to need a bunch of minerals loaded onto trucks at the end of the mission anyway, right?
Caution. Food storage diminishing.
No, I know.
Structure kit manufactured.
Yeah, we're going to need 6,000 units of metals. This is 4,000 right here, and it doesn't look like we're going to be stressed for the... building materials, so I think we can probably just keep at that. Here, let's put out this agrodome right now, and then what is it that we need to build for the mission? We're going to need to have on hand an extra agrodome kit. Okay. All right, let's build this agrodome. And then start a new kit construction. You can see stuff happens fairly quickly. Oh, you should be... Get out of the way. You should also be... Yeah, just kind of generally out of the way.
Structure kit manufactured.
All right. Our knowledge of psychology. Pretty important. Your general social science stuff turns out to be critical. Speaking of critical, we're going to need a new command center, which is 2,800. Okay, never mind that thing I was just saying about everything being cheap enough to build. All right, we're going to need a new basic lab kit for sure. Actually, the basic lab is not one of the kits we are going to need. Command center, smelter, structure factory, tokamak. Stop. Reclaim. So the tokamak is our power generator. You can see one of those down here. You build them away from the base a little bit because they don't have to be right on top of everything else. They don't connect via tube. And sometimes they can blow up a little bit. Small amount.
Structure completed.
Maybe I should offload
Food
this stuff.
production in surplus.
No, we're probably okay.
Database reconstructed.
All right. So each one of these things is producing 43 food, which gives us now a surplus of food. We need to have 2,000 food plus whatever our people are eating at the time. It almost makes me wonder if we should build another agrodome. Do we have a report somewhere that just shows like our overall power level?
Structure kit manufactured.
Because I would hate to overrun it. So we're gonna need a common ore smelter, which is gonna cost us 2,000 common. Obviously, if I build another agrodome, that's gonna be problematic. Total food's at 1683 right now. No, this doesn't give me a good idea of our current power level. Okay, here we go. Resource reports. Power use, 170 of 30. So we could afford it. I'm definitely worried about offloading this stuff and spending it and then needing... You can see we're not that far from saturation on our route currently because of how long it takes for the trucks to run. Like, this is where the gap is. I guess we probably do have room for another 4 trucks. Okay, you know what? Maybe let's get on that. So what's in storage right now? We do have that extra agrodome. All right. I'm going to try it. Build me another agrodome. We'll put up this one we just built to increase our food income. Unload this truck.
Structure kit manufactured.
Put the agrodome in here. And a lot of what this game is about like this process of kind of like doing the math and figuring out what can we afford to spend resources on, what can we not. That's right, it's a math and logistics game. They used to make them real exciting. Okay. There we go. Just keep running that loop for the moment. You build this over here. We'll let the rest of the trucks move in here before I... Why not just go straight up? Ugh. Alright. We're going to need a common ore smelter for sure. Some of these bigger building kits are going to take a really considerable amount of time to actually construct as well. So we have just our 8 storage trucks right now. We're going to end up with exactly 2 of them devoted to food, 6 of them devoted to metals, and all of them full. In later missions, it'll make a little bit more sense for us to like build a vehicle garage and start constructing vehicles and stuff. But right now, I cannot see that being worth our time, given what our objectives are. I appreciate that they're walking us in slow here.
The light is approaching.
Oh, cool. Great. That's excellent news. So somewhere on the map now, it'll probably show us... Ah, there it is.
Structure completed.
Yeah, so that's our timer. Okay. Get out here and start running the route because we're going to need... more trucks running the route. We'll probably just leave these 2 in place.
Structure kit manufactured.
Okay, so we got that. We still need a command center. And then the only thing we need left after that is a structure factory. And our food is healthy. Feeling good about the food. It does bum me out a little bit that we don't have access to the build menu while we're building, so I can't look at the cost of a structure factory and see if we're like clear to start loading metals onto the trucks or not. You can see on the minimap, though, the blight is advancing. Our population levels are, well, good enough, I suppose, is where we're going to have to leave that. Okay, so once we've finished this, actually, we should probably be loading these since we know we're not going to, we know we're going to put these all on convex. We may as well start doing that. Because we're going to be in a little bit of hurry once it comes time to leave. And the blight's really spreading faster than I am comfortable with, for sure. Alright, let's get you over here. It's a fascinating kind of like, the actual gameplay is pretty slow, but it's, at the same time, it is deeply nerve-wracking. Get out of the way. Let's load up the tokamak. Yeah, alright. I did not have a good sense of the speed of our food growth, and the extra agrodome was not worthwhile. So that's a thing that we've learned for the future, for next time.
Structure kit manufactured.
All right, build me a structure factory, right? Yeah. And then we actually have enough resources. We don't need to run the mining trucks anymore. So here, let's grab 2 trucks and have them load food. Ah. Well, here comes that old blight. Probably we should get the civilians out of the... Never mind.
You have failed. Our colony is doomed.
So the blight hit the tokamak before it hit the rest of the base. And that's how that's going to go sometimes. Okay, the second agrodome is plenty, is what we just learned. You know what? Let's get back in there and knock that out. We can do this. So what I need first, before anything else, is the ore smelter. Get this ore smelter built. All of the other stuff is important, but none of it matters nearly as much. So you're empty.
Caution. Food storage diminishing.
Yup. Working on it.
Power levels optimal. Cannot comply. Morale is good.
Alright, we can definitely run a lot of this stuff faster just by me having things closer to the positions they're going to be needed in. Also,
Mining location survey.
issuing orders in batches. What a concept. Okay, I was gonna build this agrodome, and there we go. Oops, not you. You build the thing, and then you report down here with the other spare vehicles. So we can get these well and truly out of the way, and definitely the evacuation transports should be in the same place. We don't have to actually manually load our population onto the transports. We just have to have enough, and they'll find their own way to them somehow, presumably. Are y'all empty? Okay, one of you should be sitting on the pad, probably. And when we put up the smelter, I'll drop some metal into it really quickly so we can get started on the structure kits right away. Okay, So these can be waiting in a sort of a ready position.
Structure completed.
Okay, let's do labs. This is supposed to be the really easy missions where you can't possibly screw up. So we showed them.
Structure completed.
Again, can't set our routes just yet, but we can preload all the trucks.
Caution. Food storage diminishing.
And we can't really do any building until we have that smelter up because we don't have any resources. Alright, let's get this stuff loaded up as efficiently as possible. We can do most of the trip before the smelter's actually finished, it looks like.
Database reconstructed.
Alright, I do love it when they reconstruct the database. I really like the idea of the bio-optronics, and like we accidentally constructed a computer device or a computer virus that is also fucking up the actual lives of our colonists because of the fact that our technology and our technology and our bodies have become of the same stuff. Oh, they just dumped all the... Okay, well that's a thing to know for later. They just dumped all the materials that we had. So here, we can do this. We can unload one of the trucks, and that'll give us enough metals to begin construction of the agrodome.
Database reconstructed. Structure kit manufactured.
Gosh, those get done quickly. Alright, if we unload another one of those...
Food storage diminishing.
This should ensure that we have the minerals to be building, like, the whole time. Oh, I didn't actually put the agrodome in the convec yet. Unload this truck. We probably don't have to unload all of them. But I think this is a good idea, at the very least. Let's get you out of the way, first of all.
Database reconstructed. Structure kit manufactured.
Okay. There we go. 7 cargo trucks running that route. That should be more than sufficient. And we put so much metal in there that we can start building the really expensive kits right away. And I don't know, you guys, I guess can just go sit with these. Your job is done. Congratulations.
Structure completed.
All right, so it seemed like from last time,
Production in surplus.
yeah, this is all of the food production that we are actually going to need. And for the moment, we can just take it easy, I guess. Just waiting for bars to fill. So every time a truck brings back a load of common ore, we're getting, is it like a slightly randomized amount? It is, okay. And it's considerably less than a truck can carry when it's actually refined into bars.
Database reconstructed. Structure kit manufactured.
This right here is the bottleneck. How expensive was it? 28. All right, we can build a structure factory. We'll get the other one done. So that's the last lab topic. Ooh, okay. I feel less concerned here. We have a little bit of a backup here because this is the first time that the extra 3 trucks are hitting the smelter. The route should be properly spaced out after this, and I think there's enough room for them all to be on it. We shouldn't be seeing a lot of collision after this. Should probably actually put this on the truck and get it the hell out of the way. Is there a way to... there's not really a lot of options, as you can tell right here. Let's maybe take the volume on the sound effects down just a tiny bit. I'm not too worried that we're going to miss out on anything.
Database reconstructed.
All right. Science is all set. I don't really want to do anything with getting food on the trucks until we are definitely all set on minerals. So we still need command center and a new agrodome. Should be pretty easy. Okay, yeah, it looks like 7 cargo trucks is about right for this route. Oh. Just a cold, simple message. By the way, a kid just died.
Manufactured.
Just so you know. The thing is, honestly, it looks to me like this run, are going to have plenty of time to have built the extra agrodome. It's not even just that I built an unnecessary thing, but it's that I was doing everything kind of slowly. Yep, and everything's at reasonable levels. So we know the agrodome is only a few hundred, right? We need to be close to 5,000 total metals to be clear here. Which means, actually, I could probably start pulling trucks right now for the food. Let me do that. You're getting reassigned here, buddy. Yep, of course they choose to follow their orders in whatever way will screw everything up the worst. Now, food is generated and consumed in sort of like little bumps here and there. I don't think the rates are constant. So I'm a little leery of loading up the other food truck just yet. I want to make sure that there's a little bit of slack in the model, you know? I actually probably don't need you mining anymore. So we should probably start loading up with the metals. We're probably fine.
Manufactured. Structure kit manufactured.
Okay, well, it turns out that agrodome takes nothing at all. And there is no benefit to going over the required amounts. You don't get to bring more into the next mission or anything. I'm relatively sure that the thing I'm saying is true. All right. Let's load up with metals and whatnot. Because, like, we have a...
Light is approaching.
Oops. I didn't actually put the thing in. We have an extra convec, right? So in theory, we could build and load an extra building kit, but we won't actually benefit from doing so. We also have more trucks than we actually need for the mission. So in theory, we could load more metals and whatever. They like to give you a little bit of slack in case something, you know, wild happens. And that kind of stuff is going to be much more common on later missions where things are more complicated, where you potentially have interference from the other colony, etc. I mean, I guess technically the best way to do this is to have this truck unload and then... Okay. Even doing that pretty efficiently, the blight still shows up before you're ready. So are we all green? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we don't have more trucks than we need. What am I talking about? We do, in fact, need exactly every truck. Which I knew, because I said that out loud before, but then I thought I'd counted one extra. I don't know.
Is surviving.
That kind of focus and detail-oriented play is exactly what's going to make us so successful here. Sure, I'm overrated now. Yeah, it's going to be the same one every time. That's, as far as I remember, that is the case. Our colony has relocated again as far away from the blight as our limited supplies would allow. Now we must expand our research and grow our colonies to survive. And that right there is where we're going to pick up next time. So those are the very basic systems, an understanding of sort of like the importance of trucks, loading things onto them, moving them around in this way. Pretty soon we're going to be getting into military vehicles and also some of the more advanced, fun science stuff we can do. And I'm looking forward to that. I hope some of y'all are, at least, as well. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we have managed our narrow escape from the blight, and now we got to start building up some way to survive it. And we'll see you then.